Hi there, welcome to Grain TV. It's Monday, June 6th, another positive day in grains. Let's take a look at GrainEdge's trading platform and see where we closed. In Chicago, wheat was a leader to the upside, gaining 9 3/4, corn up 9, and beans up 7, although at one point today we were up as much as 30 before backing off towards the close. Let's talk about some of the news that happened overnight. First of all, it was an active night of export tender activity. We had Taiwan, who was in the market, buying 110,000 metric tons of U.S. milling wheat. We had two different firms out of South Korea that were buying U.S. corn, one for 267,000 and the other for 65,000. So that was certainly supportive going into this morning's trade. And then as we went into the break, we got an announcement from USDA that U.S. soybeans got a bump in the tune of 125,000 metric ton deal for new crop beans. So overall, it looked like a really positive start to the day, and we certainly traded substantially higher on the open this morning, as much as 30 cents higher before really just kind of sliding lower for the rest of the day. The other thing that's really supporting the market these days is the outlook for hotter temperatures as we move into June. The western part of the world has been very warm this last weekend in particular, and we're starting to see that heat wave start to progress into the Corn Belt. So as we look at the 6 to 10 day outlook, the 8 to 14 day outlook, they show above average temperatures in that central plains into the western Corn Belt area, and particularly in the 6 to 10 day, it's much more intense than it is into the 8 to 14 day. So overall, that's supportive of the market. Certainly it's not a game changer because it's still early in the season. We've had a lot of rain in the Midwest, but it's enough in light of the changing market fundamentals with exports picking up, especially in the case of corn. We're starting to see some weather premium be priced back into the corn market, and corn in particular was able to sort of be strong in light of soybeans selling off later part of today. Let's take a look at weekly export inspections. These numbers were not terribly exciting either. We saw corn coming in right in line with analyst expectations of 900 to 1 million or 1.1 million metric tons, and wheat coming in just a slightly above expectations, while soybeans was on the low end of expectations. Now in the case of wheat, we actually just closed out the marketing year that concluded on May 31st. So this report represented the first report for new crop 2016-17 as we entered the calendar of June 1. So as we closed out old crop marketing year, we've been talking about it for a long time, how we've been trailing, and if we do the math, it looks like we're about 25 million bushels short of old crop exports in light of what USDA had told us. So that likely means when we get to Friday's next supply and demand number, USDA is going to have to finally give in and lower that export number by our guesstimate about 25 million bushels, which increases old crop carryout to over 1 billion bushels. And as we look forward to the harvest season for wheat, we know it's probably going to be a bumper crop. Now, let's take a look at what Planalytics, our weather intelligence company who does satellite imagery work, says about wheat yields in the U.S. And overall, they're looking for winter wheat to see a 49 bushel crop. That compares to a 47.8 bushel per acre yield that USDA put out in May. So overall, Planalytics is calling for a better crop than what USDA had in their May report. So look for that number to potentially ratchet up in that June survey from USDA. That too could be pressuring wheat in the coming weeks. Let's take a look at corn, because corn in particular was very strong today in light of the sell-off in beans that happened in the later half of the session today. Overall, corn continues to climb to new heights. We're getting up into lofty levels that we haven't seen since last summer, when we had the real wet spell that really got the market concerned about the corn price situation. So we're seeing prices we haven't seen in a long time, and the question is, where are we going to top out at? Well, we're getting pretty close to what would seem to be a pretty fundamental pivot point. We got 430 as sort of what I would call the next overhead resistance on the front month July contract. We traded at 427, closing at the high today. After trading off lower mid-session, we were managed to climb back to the high of the day. So look for that 430 mark to be sort of our next stepping stone on the way to the upper part of this range in that weekly chart, being around 445 to 450. Overall, that's what we've got today on Grain TV. As always, if you have questions or are interested in learning how we can help you in your own grain marketing situation, visit us online at grainhedge.com, and in particular, take a demo of our free trial in our trading platform online by signing up at grainhedge.com. As a GrainHedge trading client, you'll get our technical alerts email first thing every trading day. Technical alerts is a powerful system that generates quality trading opportunities. Each trading opportunity shows a chart and analysis providing clear price targets and risk potential. Technical alerts look at historical chart formations and compare the current environment to the past to form concrete trading recommendations. The commodities covered by technical alerts includes grains, livestock, crude oil, currencies, bonds, and metals. Start your trading day with the most powerful insight into market direction and improve your trading today. Sign up at grainhedge.com to become a client.